Hello my dear friends, you're in the Military Summary channel, and this short video we're going to discuss the most important events that took place during the previous night of the local time. And the Ukrainian sources reported that during the previous night of the local time the Russians launched another wave of missile attacks all over the entire Ukraine. Mainly the Russians were attacking Kiev and Dnipro and Zaporozhye area, and as a result of one of those attacks there was a very heavy explosion on the territory of Kiev. This one, as you can see, it's very difficult to see exactly what happened, but as you can see, somewhere in that area there was explosion, fire and so on. And you know that I read a very interesting article of one Russian military expert. Of course, it's up to you to believe or not his words and how to judge his words, but he told in that article that today, this night, there was not just like missile attack, it was the final headshot against the Ukrainian air defense system. Of course, the Ukrainians were trying to develop their air defense and to establish as much as possible, to bring as many as possible Patriot systems. And we see that, yes, the Ukrainians did manage to achieve one thing. They managed to develop and to create a very powerful anti-media defense system. I'm trying to say that we don't have any video or photo confirmation of work of Russian missiles and so on, because the Ukrainians created a very powerful network to prevent any publishing of any video or photo confirmation of any of explosions and so on. But and today, this night, there was a final strike against the Patriot system, and probably the final unit of that type was destroyed during that night Kiev attack or something like this. Now we're moving to the south. As I told you, there was explosions in Zaporozhye, but we still haven't received any video or photo confirmation of that. One more time, the Ukrainians managed to develop a very powerful anti-media like protection on the territory of Ukraine. Now we're going to the north. We've got very interesting updates from the Kupyansk front line. The Russians, as we discussed, managed to develop their bridgehead to the south of Liman Первый, and currently we can say about the beginning of the process of creation of operational encirclement of Sinkovka. The Russians captured most of the territory of the forest on the northwest and the north of that settlement, and furthermore the Russian sources reported that during the previous night the Russian squads made the first attempt to start offensive and storming operation of Dvorechne. It wasn't like a face-to-face storm or something like this. The Russians, as a result of the previous night, managed to, as I understand, to cross Oskol River and to establish a small bridgehead on the north and northeastern part of Dvorechne. If you remember, a few weeks ago there was a very interesting report that the Russians managed to cross Oskol River in the vicinity of Masyutovka and to capture the bridgehead on that side of the river. So probably this night the Russians were trying to develop their offensive operation from the south and from the north. We still haven't received any photo or video confirmation of that. Just a few very reliable sources reported about that, like Rybar, I believe you know that source, and probably we're going to see more updates this night. One more time, the Russians haven't attacked the Dvorechne itself. They were trying to develop their offensive operation on the flanks, and currently, as I understand, they're trying to cut this town settlement, and then they will try to capture and storm this area. And I remind you that this area is under responsibility of the 6th Russian Army, and there is Storm Z squads on these forests, and probably they are going to take and capture this territory. And if the Russians, of course, are able to do this and to create a bridgehead on that area, furthermore, I understand that the Russians will start the beginning of storming operation of Kupyansk from the north, and they will try to cut the entire Ukraine army from supply and support on the Svatova front line. Now we're moving to the south, and today we received some updates. The first updates about the results of offensive operation in Marinka. The Russians reported that as a result of fierce fightings, they managed to develop their bridgehead, probably of the squads of 5th Motorized Brigade. A plot managed to develop a little bit their bridgehead to the west north in this area, in this direction, and as a result of those attacks, of those actions, the Russians captured this territory. So not so much, but we know the story of Marinka, and we understand that every single square meter where the Russians are able to capture and are able to create fortification, and furthermore not just to create but to hold the positions, is a very significant progress in this area. We haven't received any updates about the special unit Akhmat progress from the south, but they have been just redeployed in this area a few days ago, so probably they need a little bit more time to get used to the territory and to the geography of this territory and so on. But anyway, we see that if we were talking that there were left like 30% of Marinka to complete the liberation or capturing of this settlement, today we can say that there are like 26 or 27% left. So we'll see what is going to be next. And that's it for this short video. Military Summary channel reminds to condemn any violence in the world. Thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel, put your likes, join my Patreon, and have a good day. Bye bye.